right? But he wants to play. He wants to compete with the best of the best. And then now he's back in the portal. And then he comes back to Arizona State. Okay, well, how does that locker room work now? How does that quarterback room work now? What's the conversation like of like, okay, was this Arizona State reaching out to Jaden Rashada? Or was this Jaden Rashada reaching out to Arizona State saying, hey, the grass isn't always greener? Jaden Rashada, former Arizona State quarterback who had transferred to Georgia over the summer, who's currently in the transfer portal, was in attendance for the hockey game last night and was back at Arizona State for the men's basketball game tonight. Don't know, again, haven't heard anything further on if he's back on a visit, meeting with people, or if he's just back, like, visiting,
I mean, maybe
period.
Friends here, right? Like, he did spend a year here, and a lot of people who spend time here like to come back.
Correct.
Would he want to be the backup here? I know he was just the backup at Georgia. Maybe no other place is trying to let him play. Maybe
he could definitely get offers.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm interested again to see if like this does turn into something. Is this like how the staff approaches this, right? Because then ultimately there will be questions about this. It's a weird thing, right?
There would be no questions about who your starting quarterback is.
No. I'm not saying there would be questions about that. I'm just curious on how like the coaching staff would answer questions about it, right? Because it is a weird situation, right? Sam Leavitt comes in as a transfer quarterback, an alpha personality, when you had Jaden Rashada, who was like, I mean, the prince that was promised at one point.
Yeah,
right?
he was supposed to be like what Sam Leavitt's doing right now
is what
on
people
the level,
thought, yes.
Like you thought he was going to be the quarterback that elevated you to the next level.
But he got hurt. Right. In spring ball, right? Out, not a like a practice related injury, right? Something personal.
Yeah.
And then misses a good chunk of spring ball. Sam wins the job, transfers out to Georgia, where you already know you're going to be the backup. People are saying, okay, he's on to his fourth school, whatever. He's going to go get back, right? But he wants to play. He wants to compete with the best of the best. And then now he's back in the portal. And then he comes back to Arizona State. Okay, well, how does that locker room work now? How does that quarterback room work now? What's the conversation like of like, okay, was this Arizona State reaching out to Jaden Rashada? Or was this Jaden Rashada reaching out to Arizona State saying, hey, the grass isn't always greener? Yeah,
or it could just be that he's here. Right.
Or it could just be that he's here.
Right. But like, let's explore. I mean, that's no fun, right? To just say it like that. So like, let's explore. So you want to know what that conversation would go like, because let's just say hypothetically, Jaden Rashada is returning to Arizona State. Right. I'll be
sentence.
Kenny. I'll be Kenny.
What a sentence.
You be the hard hitting media reporter.
Okay.
You ask me and I'll tell you what I think Kenny would say.
Coach, what was the initial conversation like between you and Rashada on getting him back in the building, and who initiated it?
Well, it was just real. No.
Oh my goodness. Is that your Kenny impression?
That's more Doc. That's Kenny after a big win. It's more Doc Rivers after every day.
Yeah. Every day is a game 7 for Doc Rivers. Just know that.
Yeah. Well, that he's losing every day. So here's what the initial conversation was. So Jaden was looking for a place where he could develop as a quarterback, and some place where he could, not be promising playing time, but can compete. And that's what we always say here. You can always come here. You can compete. And we loved having Jaden here when he was first here. We think he's a great kid. We think he's a very talented quarterback. And he's just looking for a place to develop so that if he does play, whether it's here or his next stop, he's in a better position to do that. So whenever any transfer leaves, we always tell them that, if the situation is right and if they want to come back, they can always approach me and have a conversation. So we talked. It was mutual. And Jaden's back here under the understanding that he's going to be competing for a spot because everybody's competing for a spot.
Competing for a starting spot.
Yes, because I'm not promising anybody playing time. I never will. You could be Cam Scadaboo. You could be Sam Leavitt. You could be
a returning
Keyshawn Elliott.
A returning Heisman level quarterback that led this team to the college football playoff.
If you get outplayed, then you don't start. But Sam is full confidence that he's going to be able to do it. Rashada understands, where we are with Sam and what we did with Sam, and that there is a relative possibility that he doesn't see the field or he is a backup and he's only here to hone his skills. But he's okay with that. He's accepted everything. That's the only type of person we want here. Right. Sam's not going to care that I said that they're competing for the starting spot. Because,
have you had that conversation with Sam?
Yeah, of course. Sam welcomes all competition, but also understands, he's very confident. I don't know if you heard what he said before the Peach Bowl, but he's very confident in what he can do and what he has done. And he wants the room to be better. And we think that Jaden Rashada can make this team better.
Was this a conversation that you had with Sam prior to Rashada or after?
Well, it's not like Sam would be given the final say on recruits that we bring and we don't bring in, but we do value his opinion. We brought it up to him to see how he would respond, and he was all game. And
Before or after?
That was after the conversation with him, but before. First of all, he's not giving you this information. But if you shot me on Truth Serum, this is what
I'm pressing you. That's what you wanted me to do.
And I'm answering.
No, you're not. Yes, I am. You're deflecting, which is what coaches do.
No, I'm answering.
No, you're giving me coach speak. I don't.
You just don't understand it.
Okay, buddy. Okay, there, Rudy.
We welcome all competition. He was ready to compete. He's the right head on his shoulders. You know, I enjoyed while he was here and think he's a good kid. He's a good quarterback, and we think that he can help this program on the field, off the field, whatever opportunity may come up.
I mean, definitely something to monitor over the next few days for Arizona State.
John nails it. John says it feels like Kenny sitting right next to Anthony instead of Ruby.
Yeah, I mean,
also calling you Anthony's awesome.
Okay. You done with that?
Yeah, I think, honestly, like, here's the thing. If Sam Levitt doesn't care, if there's, like, no hard feelings, if
Sam's guy.
If Rashad is, yeah. But
I'm not having that conversation with, I'm having that conversation with Jaden very differently than you are.
Oh, I'm telling you, I'm telling you.
You are the number 2 at best.
Well, no, what I'm saying is there's, like, you could be realistic. Like, look at what Sam did. Look at what he did on this level and for this team. Like,
don't forget, Jeff Sims is still back.
Oh yeah, Rashada would be my third. I would tell him straight up right now.
You still have Navi Brunson on your team,
and then you have Michael Tolfson,
and then you got Butter coming in.
I mean, but you're being real with him. But Kenny doesn't promise anybody anything, ever.
I'm telling you right now, Sam Levitt knows he's the starting quarterback.
Yeah, because everybody knows Sam Levitt's the starting quarterback.
Okay, so then yes, there is a promise there.
Yeah, but if Sam Levitt stinks it up next season for the first 6 games,
then
again, there's going to be a conversation.
He's going into the season as the starter. Yeah,
but what I'm saying is, you approach Rashada and you say you work hard, you do the best you can do, and if you're end up being the best,
me about a hypothetical.
Yes,
you know that. Like,
yes.
Kyle over here, look at him. It's just over it. Absolutely incredible stuff.
All right, you want to go back to basketball?
Dumb. Sam Levitt is starting.
I'm not saying he's not. Who said he wasn't?
You
starting?
did. You did.
No, I didn't.
Play it back. If we could cut
No.
Did he not just say that?
No.
Well, they're going to probably, Dyer is committed as a wide receiver.
What I said is, you approach every single person and you say, no job is promised. Obviously, Sam is QB1 going into the season.
That's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying,
that's a promise.
But yeah, that's the expectation.
I'm having a 4th grade conversation.
Okay, fine. It's the promise for the start of the season, but the promise is not that you will be the starting quarterback the whole year. It's everybody. It's just what Kenny says. You asked me to be Kenny. That's what Kenny says. Kenny says every position is a constant competition, and if you're getting outplayed and outworked, unless he sucks, which he won't, and nobody thinks he will.
What do you think, Captain Redbeard?
And he says, Sam is our guy, like he said all year long.
Absolutely.
Sam is our guy.
Sam is our guy.
Sam is our guy.
Yeah, thank you. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Sam. That's what you got right there. Okay? Look.
I'm not, in no world, do not twist this. In no world.
You said, no one's twisting
Do not
anything.
twist this.
No one's
twisting
anything.
You are
Kyle
absolutely
is with
this.
me on this. Chad is with me on this. You said, and I quote, I don't promise anybody anything. Sam knows he's going to have to compete for the job. My tushy, because I can't say other words.
Well, that's what Kenny would tell you.
100% been promised up
Do you understand
and down the street
that when I was talking,
that he is the starting quarterback.
Can we establish something?
Kenny is standing on it.
Stop.
Oh, yank on me.
Stop.
Yank on me.
Both of you. I need both of you. Kyle, Anthony, first names.
No, you're wrong.
Look at me. Do you realize that when I was answering those questions and saying those things, I was telling you what Kenny Dillingham would tell you, not what I think or what is actually true. Do you think that Kenny went to SCAT and said you're not the starting running back this year?
Senor Spin Zone. That's your name.
It's not a spin zone when it's the truth.
Well, that's what Spin Zone says.
Y'all got all worked up over nothing and then tried to gaslight me.
No.
I was clearly being Kenny and what Kenny would tell you. I literally said, let's do this thought exercise. And then 5 minutes later, they're like, all the things you said were your opinions. Even though I was like, no. Like, clearly those things were established. Like, John gets it. John understands. John says, obviously, Sam is 100% the starter, which, yes, duh. And that's pretty much a promise, but Kenny wouldn't say that.
To the media or to Sam?
To the media. But if you ask him what he said to Sam, that's what he would tell you.
Yeah.
Every single transfer coming in here is like, yeah, you have a chance to play if you compete and you're the best at your position. But it's understood that if there's a clear, surefire number one at your position, like that type of thing is just understood. But if you outplay them over the season, you'll get playing time, right? Like that's the general promise. What a dumb way to close this show.